So Apple has done it again. Every small business owner and entrepreneur is well aware of the iOS 14 updates and the huge impact that it had on tracking paid marketing. Oh my goodness, right? And now it's time for email marketers to feel that same pain and panic that ensued between media buyers and ad agencies. We all remember the scramble to change our marketing plans and figure out the new way to have insights into our audience's preferences and actions. Apple is taking it to the next level. According to Apple's CEO, Tim Cook, Apple believes that privacy is one of the top issues of the century and a fundamental human right. The stand they are taking against unchecked or allowed data collection by tech companies has placed them way far ahead of their competitors. So think about it. Today, our phones have more information on them than what most of us keep lying around the house, right? Oh my gosh, have you thought about that? That is the cold, hard truth, and why many of us are choosing to ride that privacy wave. So what does that mean for your email marketing? Well, let's jump into it. Hello and welcome to another episode of Digital Marketing Made Simple. I'm your host, Jennie Lyon, and today I thought we would really dig into those key iOS 15 updates and who's going to lose. So what does that mean for your email marketing? Well, about 45% of Apple owners use the popular Apple Mail application, right? And with that recent September iOS 15 update, users, including myself, received this notification after it was installed. So you'll see in the show notes, I'll link to it, but I have an image that shows what I received, and it's a mail privacy protection basically pop up. And the hide my email feature, what it does is allows users to directly load all of their data remotely. And it really affects key analytics that email marketers need for successful campaigns. So we're talking about losing things like open rates, behavior, location data from the Apple Mail, which is going to significantly change how we as email marketers work. You know, we're always looking for new ways to deliver content that customers, are going to really enjoy and that they're going to depend on. And this includes privacy measures and personalization of targeting information in order to really satisfy who purchases products or services from you, which we completely understand, but at what cost, right? So what analytics and practices are going to be affected? So I'm going to kind of go through some key areas that this update will affect. And if you aren't using these practices and tracking these analytics, then this is your reminder to do so. And of course, if all of this sounds foreign to you, which it may, please reach out and schedule a free consultation with me. I'm happy to go through it with you, and we can help you get prepared for 2022. So first up is open and click-through rates. So since tracking, of true opens are going to be hidden, through hidden IP addresses, your open rates and your CTRs, they're not going to be accurate, meaning that some subscribers will open the emails and you're not going to be able to track that action. All right, and then next up is list hygiene practices. So those subscribers that are affected will show unengaged when they truly are not. So if you have a list cleaning campaign set up, then you do risk removing engaged subscribers. Ugh, not good. Email sequences. So sequential emails in a campaign, they won't trigger because the previous email will not show as opened. So you can see the problem that this will cause in delivering and nurturing, your prospects through those campaigns. Next up is audience optimization. So those days of knowing that perfect time to send your emails, poof, gone. Oh my gosh, with open rates not accurate, we won't be able to collect that partial data And so basically we're going to be kind of, sending emails blindly. And then last but not least is geographic messaging. So targeting a specific audience that lives in a particular region. So knowing the geographical location of all of your subscribers, that's not going to happen anymore. You're not going to be able to target part of your list for any specific messaging within a specific location. So now I bet that since you've seen all of this spelled out for you, the panic that paid advertisers felt when that iOS 14, that's probably setting in. Just like back then, there are ways to overcome these changes. So what's next, right? So the one thing that we've learned from algorithms and Facebook is that marketing changes daily, right? And just as we've been pivoting in our marketing plans since, even the iOS 12 update, the same really applies here. So this year, it's all about staying calm and carrying on, right? So one of the main things that the pandemic has taught us, right, is to stay calm and move forward, right? The worst thing that you can do is to entirely shift your marketing strategy, your email marketing strategy, without assessing the workaround or the alternative data quality strategies that will really help you get through this rough patch successfully. So I thought it would be helpful if we digged in to some of these strategies that can really help you to adapt. So the first one would be audience segmentation. So I've always talked about and have been a huge fan of audience segmentation. So now more than ever, this is going to be a crucial part of your marketing strategy. You really need to take that opportunity to collect as much data upfront from your ideal client during that opt-in process. So for those already on your list, you could send out a survey. Surveys can really be used as a great tool to dive into your ideal client avatar's interests and their pain points. So here are a few suggestions. Geographic location, interest, right? Your services, tips, demographics, pain points. You want to give a list of specifics based on your services and their needs, and website behavior. And then depending on what data you use for your messaging and your marketing, you'll determine what questions you're going to ask them in the survey. Next up is you'll want to clean your list. So if you're not practicing good list hygiene, now is the time to start. It is vital for deliverability, and you really keep your list clean by removing unsubscribes and dormant subscribers. And as part of your strategy, I really do suggest segmenting, out those unengaged subscribers. I usually do that at 30, 60, and 90 days. And once a subscriber has not engaged at that 90-day mark, you'll remove them. And of course, after 30 or 60 days, you'll want to drop them into a re-engagement campaign first. And I've spoke about re-engagement before and how important it is to implement in your marketing. Maintaining good list hygiene, it only increases your chances of boosting engagement and statistics. So remember, you can't market to everyone. If you're marketing to everyone, you are marketing to no one. Next up is benchmark baseline stats. So you really need to know where your list stands with open rates, list size, engaged contacts, unsubscribes, and really assess the update impact, right? How much is this update going to affect your email list? Once you do that initial housekeeping, you should be able to use that information to further campaign plan or pivot to get ahead of the impact. And being ahead of the game is knowing the pulse of your business at all times, right? Marketing milestones, they can only be met and changed with the power of data. This is often an area that business owners don't pay enough attention to. One of the main things that Apple is really forcing marketers to do is to really be more in tune with the likes and dislikes of their subscribers. And next up is to improve deliverability. So now that you have that baseline and you have a clean list, we really need to step back and look at deliverability. So deliverability relies on those two key elements in email marketing. However, that's not all it depends on. So you really need to make sure that you have a great sender reputation, that you're providing quality content, you have amazing killer subject lines, and of course, you're speaking to the right people. And with the increase of organic marketing leading into 2022, everyone is going to be flooded with emails. I mean, gosh, especially at the holidays right around the corner, competing for that open, it's going to get harder. And this is where, impelling and engaging content really come into play. The more attractive and more valuable that your content is, the higher the open and engagement rates will be for your reader. And last but not least is to nail your calls to action. Oh my gosh, email marketers have always been challenged with writing stellar calls to action, right? And now more than ever, we must really consider how we can drive more bottom of the funnel activities like calls to action, landing pages, that type of thing. Crafting a great call to action, it can be tricky. It needs to be economical in language while also getting the point across. With tremendous trial and error, it can take a while to come up with a perfect call to action for your business. So unless, of course, you hire someone, right, who does that for a living and who has experience writing call to action copy and already knows what works and what doesn't work. So please reach out if you have questions. I'm happy to help. And another way to make sure that you're not missing out on the valuable customers is by really giving them that opportunity for customization. So before asking someone to register or to commit, it's really important that there are plenty of ways in which their preferences can be updated or changed, via those call to action buttons throughout each email that you send, and really should be included with every sign-up form that they submit. And of course, if you need a refresh on your lead magnets, I have tons of free resources on that. So I will link to that in the show notes for you, but absolutely check those out. So let's kind of recap what we talked about today. So number one, audience segmentation. You really do need to identify critical demographics and interests of your subscribers to communicate with them effectively. Number two is list hygiene. Maintaining good list practices and regularly cleaning your list will only set you up for email marketing success. Number three is baseline benchmark stats. Knowing the results and the outcomes of your efforts is the main piece of successfully pivoting any changes that come your way. And of course, you need to monitor them. Number four is deliverability. This is the key to all email marketing campaigns. If emails are not hitting inboxes and being opened, then there's no point. You constantly have to improve your deliverability. It's a moving target, and it's something that you have to manage weekly. And number five, calls to action. Oh my gosh, calls to action is marketing 101. Without a very strong call to action, your audience won't grow, and you're not grabbing your readers' attention. Marketing is always going to be a moving target. It just is. It's one of the fun things for me. That's the thing I really love. But I understand that for a lot of people, it can seem overwhelming and downright frustrating. You don't need to take any more risks with your marketing strategy by making assumptions or guesses. That's where we come in. Please reach out. I have a team of copywriters and marketers, and we're constantly improving on trends and keeping up with what's working and what's not. And we know that the world is a very big place, and that no two businesses are alike. And that's really why we pride ourselves on tailoring our services to fit your needs. We want to meet you where you're at now and help you get to where you want to go. And of course, if that sounds like something that might interest you, again, please reach out. You can always reach me at jennielyon.com/chat, and we can really help you by digging in with a new strategy and getting it implemented for you. Well, I hope you found these tips on the iOS 14 and 15 updates, everything that you need to know. And if you do have questions, reach out. I know it's a lot and it can feel a bit overwhelming, especially because so many of us really rely on our email marketing to reach our target audience. So please reach out. Any questions, I'm always here. And either way, I will see you next time on another episode of Digital Marketing Made Simple. See you soon.